We're not going to.
How many do we have? 6?
We have 6.
All right.
We could go through a couple pretty quickly.
Okay.
To recap the game, it's a yes or no question.
No unanimous.
No, we do have 2 unanimous.
Oh, we do have 2.
Except one of them you guys are all wrong on. You guys are all wrong.
It won't be the first time, McNuggets.
No.
According
so let's
to
get
who?
into it. First question. Will Nick Chubb score more touchdowns than Austin Ekeler? We don't have Maurice to be the deciding factor, so let's just see the answer.
Well, we should say Maurice is actually becoming a father again today. His wife is delivering from C-section, so our thoughts are with Maurice. Congratulations, good luck, and he is certainly suited for that job well as he sits today. Okay, so what do we have?
Let's see the answer, Steve. A 3-2 split. We have Bolin here, by the way. He's not here to argue with Brad and Jason, but they do think Nick Chubb scores more touchdowns. G and J, a little more pessimistic.
You want to go?
Yeah, I just think he's going to be more involved in the pass game. Ekeler will. No knock against Nick Chubb, but when you look at it, Ekeler has an opportunity to score in the goal line. He has an opportunity to score in the pass game, and I think Nick Chubb gets into the end zone. But I'm just a little pessimistic. If you know, there's a touchdown limit on Nick Chubb according to Stefanski. If he gets 1 touchdown, you know, we can't just give him the ball again because that would be way too many touchdowns.
We're trying to
spread that out with our tight ends. We got a couple of reverses.
I'm with you. I do it on touches, and I think Ekeler is used properly within their offense. I think he's used more so than the Browns use Nick Chubb. It doesn't mean I think that Chubb is better than Ekeler. I just think that he's used in the way he should be used, and our guy is not. And based on what I saw inside the 10 last week, we'll probably throw it every time. We threw it 7 out of 10 plays inside the 10 last week. So if that nonsense continues, I don't see how Chubb can score more than Ekeler.
I'm gonna be awful surprised they don't run Nick Chubb 25 times.
He's not going to get 25.
Well, then,
he never gets 25.
I think he's on a hard 20 carry count. That's
it. So if they don't run him 25 times, Jason, we're going to have a dissection here on Monday.
How many times in his career has he gotten the ball 25
I don't know. Maybe once or twice.
Sometimes in this business, you just have to learn that it's okay to go with what appears to be the answer.
You said this? You said this yesterday, right? You said that you think he is on a pitch count.
I do.
Now I confirm that. I was on the internet pirating videos for one of my videos.
Pirating videos.
And so
my man,
allegedly, I was
real quick. How many times do you think he has over 25 carries in his career?
Once, maybe twice.
Twice.
I'd say 3.
2.
2 is the correct answer. 28 is the most carries he's ever gotten in a game.
And who was the coach, McNuggets?
That was in 2018.
So it wasn't Stefanski that did it.
So I was on. It was NFL Top 100, and Stefanski. They're talking about how cold Nick Chubb is. He's a beast. You know how they do the top 100, go around the league, and they cut into like some. He was mic'd up, and Stefanski goes, "Hey guys, how many touches has Chubb gotten so far?" And like I'm like, "You're right. This dude really be monitoring these touches." He does not. I think he's definitely on a pitch count.
Man, we was in Jerry's World in Dallas. They had run him like they ran Ezekiel Elliott the first year.
Well, that might be. You know what though? I mean, that might be why Zeke seems to be out of gas.
Well, but the problem is,
I don't know.
You have a quality reserve here. Here, this is unique, Jay. We have a hampered team for 11 games.
Yeah.
Right, for 11 games.
Right.
So we cannot be doing the same thing we did last year, right? We have to survive just the 11. That's the key.
Yeah. When you look, he's got 81 carries this season, 4 games. That's 20.25 carries per game. If you go back to last year, and I'm just looking at his carries, 9, 12, 17, 23, 17, 8, 22, 14, 16, 21, 21, 22, 11, 15. I think
not good enough.
The evidence is pretty clear.
You want to hear a crazy stat?
He's on a pitch count. Yeah.
In his 3 most carry games, he has not broken 100 yards.
That's interesting. That's interesting to me.
And for the record, he's 3rd in the league in carries.
Yeah, I mentioned that yesterday, Monday.
Not like he's...
And he's only 3 behind leading.
He's only 3. Yeah, Saquon's got 84.
84, and he's got
Mixon's
81.
got 82. Him and Jonathan Taylor each have 81. Derrick Henry has 76.
And well, I will.
So it's not like he's not getting
but
the
I'm
ball.
saying this. We're in a different situation than other teams.
I agree with you.
We are a totally different situation.
Normally
we don't have any hitters except for Chubb.
Yeah, they've got those teams.
Well,
Well, the Giants really don't have a lot of.
I was just going to say, look at the Giants
so
quarterback.
it's Saquon or bust for the
Saquon
Giants
was playing
too.
quarterback last week.
I know he was.
Their guys got hurt, so
Yeah.
his carries are out of whack.
I know
We
he
got to
was.
get to the next question so we get them all in
Okay.
here. Next question, Steve. Will the Browns defense hold the Chargers to less than 330 passing yards? This was not unanimous. It was a 3-2 split. Let's see it, Steve. Okay, wait. We're going to get to it. It's coming. It's coming. There we go.
Wait for it.
Brad and G teaming up here. Jay and Jason say no.
I just go back to last year. It was a fantastically entertaining game.
47-42.
Baker actually played really well for 3.5 quarters. Where have you heard that before?
Well, you haven't heard that this year.
No, you haven't heard that
I'll
this year.
take that 3.5.
And,
They would take that in Carolina right now.
and Herbert, I just don't see them slowing Justin Herbert.
I don't either.
I'm not gonna say they slowed him down. I think he get like 317. I think he gets 317, 320, maybe 3 touchdowns. But here's the thing. I mean, 300 is 300s. Like you said, he throw for 307 average. That's still a lot of yards.
300 is the benchmark for a good game.
Yeah.
I'm on the other side. I'm on the side of you, but I'm like this. At some point, I got to think the defense got to be thinking like,
Yeah,
I'm tired of you.
I've been
kicking
thinking
sand
that
in my
every
face.
week.
It's sand in my face. So somewhere has to be.
Until they stand up and prove that, I'm going to keep betting against them.
Were you in when Tyvis sat in that chair and said 1,000% guarantee this is fixed?
No, I wasn't.
That was
there.
before Game 3.
I would have stopped that.
They are who they are at this point. I
Yeah.
tell people, it's 5 weeks. This ain't no small
I don't
sample.
agree with that. They are who they are. Look at last year. It was all the way to the Patriots game when they got destroyed, and then the second half of the season, the defense played great.
Well, I'm talking about Joe Woods.
I'd make the same argument.
He has.
They were terrible last year.
You
they were
can't
inconsistent
have that
up
every
and down.
year, though. You
That's
can't
I
be
agree.
awful for the first half.
I totally agree, but I'm just saying I'm not ready to say they are who they are. It's been 4 out of 17.
For me, they are who they are. That means you're inconsistent. You do it one half. Inconsistent teams don't win in the playoffs.
No.
That's what we supposed
In any
to be at,
sport.
Well,
right?
what's scary to me is when Tyvis broke that play down yesterday, how many defensive snaps will they see on Sunday? 70?
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
It just takes one.
Yeah.
It just takes one. And we've seen that this defense has had multiple great breakdowns in 2 of the 4 games, and they had the colossal breakdown on Sunday. And I asked Tyvis point blank, is this scheme or execution? He said it's execution. And that, to me, unless they start changing out the guys that are playing, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Right.
These are the same guys that have been trotting out there every week, making these one mental blunder. If you make one in 70 plays, it's like the pitcher that throws a tube shot and gives up a solo home run and loses 1-0.
Right.
It just takes the one.
Last week you had guys out of position, aren't
All
used to
day
playing.
long.
I wonder if Jacob Phillips will be better this time around. Now he's got 1 game under his belt. I don't know. But Anthony Walker, Myles Garrett, and Jadeveon Clowney are 3 massive losses
They are.
off that defense.
They are, but they're not, we don't know. I guess Clowney doesn't look very good for him. Sounds like a high ankle sprain for him. And yesterday, at least Myles Garrett was out on the practice field. They've got to get him back.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Question number 3. Let's take it, Steve. Will Amari Cooper and David Njoku get more targets than Mike Williams and Gerald Everett? This was a unanimous answer, so let's just see.
I don't remember what I answered.
Everyone said no.
Yeah. I mean,
Which means you think the Chargers are going to throw the ball around left and right here.
well, that's what they do.
Herbert's going to sling it.
And our strength is clearly running the football. So
We don't have to, hey, we can move on because that's not the one you guys are all wrong about. This next one is where you guys are all wrong.
okay.
According to who?
According to
to me.
McNuggets.
Will the Browns rush for 160 yards as a team? Let's see the answer. I'm going to tell you why you're all wrong. Because if the Chargers start slinging the rock around and it forces the Browns to play catch-up, I understand that this team's built on the run. I don't think Stefanski's confident enough to stick to what works, as we've seen what he's done in the red zone, that they're going to throw the ball a lot. And when they're throwing the ball a lot, you don't run the ball a lot, meaning you're not going to rush for 160.
I just looked at the Chargers' run
Chargers have been
defense is
gashed.
trash.
Yeah, they've been
Trash.
gashed a lot.
So unless it's a 3-score game,
Right.
Yeah.
and it's a 2-score game in the 4th quarter, he better keep running the football.
Yeah.
Because the matchup is you've got a bad run defense.
the other-
Why would you use your weakness against what is their strength?
The other thing is Brissett is not built to sling the ball around. He's just not. We cannot have him slinging 30 times. He cannot.
If he comes out slinging the rock like we the run and shoot Houston Oilers and the old AFC Central, I'm going to have to say it's time for you to pass your sheet up. Go ahead and give it to your boy Van Pelt. I can't watch that because that would mean that you blatantly disregard what is best for the team just so you can run what? Everybody who has a pair of eyes knows what you should be doing. But if you come out here and want to throw the football around with a backup quarterback, one receiver, and a bunch of journeyman cats or 6-rounders or gadget people gonna look at you like you crazy. I gotta re-examine what your viability is as a play caller if you come out here throwing the football.
You've got two thoroughbreds on your offense.
Anthony, find
They're
my
in the backfield.
graphic, please.
Just run them. Just run them. Don't run a quarter horse if you got a thoroughbred.
Run the ball, Kevin.
Yeah, please run the ball. Run. Now, if it's 21-0 with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, it's a wrap at that point, and they probably will start throwing, but they're not going to have any success.
If you go to the burger joint, the same burger chain, and it's the same burger chain. The hamburger's $1 selling over in this city. You go to another city, it's $1 over there, and $1 on the south side, $1 down in the state of Ohio. The hamburger's $1. That's what it is.
Yeah, right.
Stop looking for something else. Just pay the $1.
Wow, I hope we don't get into that scenario, and I hope you're wrong, McNuggets.
I hope I'm wrong too.
Yeah.
I just my gut aligns with what you guys are thinking. This may not be as close in the fourth quarter as Bull thinks.
I think you're going to be surprised. I really do.
Do you?
I think
look,
it's going to be.
you're the only one that said that they would lose last week, and we all said they're going to win.
I think
you
you're
said
going
no,
to
it's
be.
a no.
I think you're going to be surprised by how competitive this game is. I think Browns have a pretty good chance to win it. Actually,
They had a chance to win every game.
All right, you guys ready for the next one?
I agree with you.
Go ahead.
We got two more. These are not unanimous. Let's take the next one, Steve. Will Jacoby Brissett throw half as many touchdowns as Justin Herbert? And let's see the answer. A 3-2 split. Brad, you say no. Let you start first.
Nah, because the touchdowns are coming off the ground, right? Listen, Jacoby's great in these little short passes here and there. I'm not looking for him to target me in the end zone. Maybe I'll get close, he might throw one. But Herbert's going to be slinging that ball, right? Mike Williams is going to be catching balls. They just are, because that's how they're built. And we on the other side, when we get to slinging it too much, it becomes a problem, right? But if you're running off the sheet, G, and just saying, okay, I got 7 passes I got to do here, 4 runs here, and you just saying statistically I'm running off the odds off this sheet, you can't play paint by numbers in this game. It just doesn't work.
Chargers are banged up. Herbert's banged up. Give me 2 and 1. I'll give Herbert 2 and Jacoby.
If he only throws for 2 touchdowns, I think the Browns have a very good chance to win. I just think
all he
got to
do is throw for 1. I think if you can say he gets 2. Now, if he throws for 3, you got to throw 2 touchdown passes. Which now it's getting finished.
Can we get 1.5?
1.5, maybe. There's an extra point to it. If they go for 2, does that count?
Here's what scares me the most about this matchup. We've seen 4 quarterbacks this year.
Right.
Baker is likely to be benched soon. If they had any kind of backup option, he would be benched already. Man. Flacco is no longer starting in New York.
Right.
You had Trubisky for the Steelers.
He
is benched. And you had Marcus Mariota, who is what he is. Now you get, all of a sudden, you go from 4 lower tier quarterbacks in the league. Some of those guys might be below number 32 in the league. Now you get the guy who's number 1.
Upper tier.
And so if those guys were able to look at their coverage breakdowns and go, oh my God, this is stealing. I'm thinking that what we have learned to be breakdowns that the teams have exposed, there might be a lot more that's exposed with a great quarterback in Justin Herbert who has a quick processing mind, has the arm to deliver the ball when he sees what's going on. I mean, we may have 3 or 4 breakdowns
Everything
that lead to
you're
touchdowns.
saying makes perfect sense. It's totally logical, and you'd be foolish not to agree with it. I just think that they're going to I think they're going to look at everything you just said and said, we have to be like, maybe they didn't think that they had to be as sharp in the pass defense.
We'll see more man, won't we?
You have to be concerned.
This Judgment Day.
Flacco saw it. Remember the comments he made on the sideline?
I know.
Just hold on.
Yeah, we know it's there. We know we can get it.
It's
Flacco
coming.
told it to Aditi, who we'll get to after this last question. We're
it's
trying to
coming.
get to the last question.
Yeah,
Quick.
okay,
So
what is
Steve,
it?
Let's get the last question. This is my favorite. Will the Browns have more sacks as a team than rushes allowed of 15 or more yards? We saw the Falcons torch him on the ground last week. Let's see the answer. It is not unanimous. And Jason, you will start because
you are optimistic, Jay.
the optimistic one.
I never get called the optimistic one.
No, I know. Although last week you're the only one that said that. Well, they were going to lose.
Yeah, I just think they're going to be locked in. I really
do.
They're back
All
home.
right.
I'm telling you, the Chargers are beat up. Herbert shouldn't even be playing. Like, his rib is so jacked up, he shouldn't be playing.
But he played better last week.
Yeah, I know. But I think that they got embarrassed last week, and I think it's probably better for them this week that they lost last week.
If Myles Garrett is not on that field, Clowney's not on that field.
I think you're going to get one of them back.
If you get one
Garrett
of them back,
likely, right?
If you get one of them back, I'll give you thumbs up, right? You might get that off. Without him, this game is laughable on the ground.
I'm afraid you're right.
Laughable.
Yeah, I'm afraid
These
you're
guys up front, them rookies, Rochelle. I told you what I feel about Rochelle.
He's a practice squad
No,
guy.
I'm talking about the girl I had a crush on in 8th grade. That Rochelle. And she's better than this Rochelle. Come on. I see these guys. Listen.
Well, what did you say? Was it you that told us yesterday? Someone told us yesterday that the collective average of the PPF grade
20
on the defensive line was in the 20s.
20s.
It's low. It's very, very low.
20s.
That's unheard
You
of.
get
Jay.
15% just for breathing. They be like, you got a pulse? Cool. You got a heartbeat? Yeah, go ahead. He got high blood pressure.
An
but
extra 5
hey,
points.
Extra 5 points. That gets you to 20.
Gee,
They
it's
get
like
20
the SATs
points.
where you got 200 points for just writing your name.
That's it. These guys, it's bad up front, bro.
But you're making the mistake in the NFL of believing that what happens this week is what's going to happen next week. And we've been, how many times have we seen that's not the case?
That is very true. It's a week-to-week league more now than ever before, in my opinion.
Well, here, in a way, I kind of see what you're saying, but another way here, let me tell you what I've seen since the preseason. They've had busted coverages every week since the preseason.
I know, that part has been consistent.
All right?
That part has been
That's not physical.
That's not here.
And they'll probably have one again Sunday. They probably
Yeah,
will.
they will.
But they're not the only team. Like, there's busts all over the NFL.
but they are far and
But
away
is
the
that-
league leader in busts.
They've
It's not even close.
got a lot of
But that
players.
is symbolic of a problem
Yeah.
because it's not getting corrected.
Let's bring in Aditi. Aditi.